What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm going to go over the trades that we took today inside the Discord, as well as the plan going into tomorrow to finish off the week. So this is what we looked like off of open. As you guys know, going into today, the market is still bullish. Why? Because this 30-minute time frame here on the call side is crossed, 10s above the 50, and until this chart goes negative, the market is bullish. So even when we did close below this 50 here right off of open, there's still a chance that the bulls could recapture the trend and just keep the trend alive. So that's what ended up happening today. We did lose the 50 here, and then we reclaimed it, and then once we reclaimed it, obviously we got that move higher. So today was a really good day, very simple day. This is what we took. So obviously we know market's bullish, so we're only focused on longs. So I'm not interested in shorting until the trend gets lost, which means the 10 goes back below the 50 and we go neutral. So if we go to the 0DT chart, this is what we got. So 0-day chart, 5-minute time frame. We ended up, so I took two trades today. I called one out and then Colin called the other one out. If we go here, let's start off on the put side. So right off of open, 9:30, we ended up opening right here under the 10 and the 50 on the put side. I was sitting out of this right off open. I did want to long this badly, but we did have, it was a little funky looking, and this was right off open, so I gave it some time to settle, and then I entered. I'm pretty sure I went long either this candle or this candle. Let me check the Discord, but I really was interested in longing because we were at such a key support on the calls, which was that 30-minute 50, and I was expecting it to hold. All time frames were pretty bullish, so I was looking for a long entry, and we got it. I'm just trying to find what time it was at. I'm pretty sure it was on this candle right here. Once we started wicking is when I got in. I was waiting for some sort of reaction before getting in this. So 9:43 I went long, so that was between these two candles right here. We ended up having some drawdown on this, and then it gave a good dump, but I ended up stopping out on this for a little bit of a loss. So it doesn't look like it on this chart, but I'm trying to find, when did I stop out? 10:30. Yeah, so I ended up stopping out up in this area right here, just because I just didn't feel like holding this any longer. At that point, I was going to wait for a call cross because we got back above the 10. Ultimate stop would be the 50, but I mean, I just didn't feel like holding it all the way up in there, so I ended up stopping out. And this was a funkier looking trade because this 50 wasn't really sloped down that much. At first it was, and then once we popped back up into here, 50 went up a little bit, but I was still holding this, so this did go in profit, I think. I'm not exactly sure how many points it was because I wasn't on the chart the entire time. I just have my TP set for 50 points, and I'm going back to the NQ chart. I just want to see where we actually ran up towards before dumping. So if we go here, what did we end up running to? Wow, I didn't even realize it, but we hit 46 points in profit before it ended up reversing and stopping me out. So that's very unfortunate. I didn't realize it came that close because I had my TP set at 50 points, and yeah, it just never got hit. I had my limit at 21,350, and we just missed it by less than 4 points. So that sucks. And once it came back down, I just stopped out. So I actually ended up averaging down on this. So I brought my average down to like the 80s, and then I ended up stopping out in the 66, I'm pretty sure, was where I exited. So I don't even think it was a 20-point loss. Or actually, yeah, so it wasn't even like a 20-point loss. But yeah, that was a small loss. And then obviously we made up for it. So Colton called this one out. It's very simple. We were just looking for this chart to go cross on the call side, because you guys know in a trending market, the best trade is a 0DT cross in the direction of the 30-minute trend. 30-minute trend's bullish. Like I said, we know that because of that 30-minute on the call side is crossed. So since we're bullish, we're looking for the 0DT call cross on the long side or on the call side. This is the best setup you could take when it comes to the system. It's such a high confidence trade. It's the win rate on this is insane, and it's my favorite trade take. So right up in this area, on this candle right here, I went long. I think it was at like 11:25, 11:30. It was an early entry, but see, like when we have trend on the 30-minute, and so actually before I even say that, if we go to the 30-minute, all right, what time is that? This is at like 11:25. So if you go to the 30-minute chart, this is why Colin entered this early, I believe. So if you look at the chart here, 11 o'clock. Look at this close. We closed back up with a 10 to 50. 50's trending up super hard. With the look that this chart has, man, this was like guaranteed, in my opinion, to go higher. Not guaranteed, but obviously very high probability that this is going to go continue higher. So with that said, front running the cross like this when the 50's flat and the 10's up hard and we already broke the 50. I mean, it's not the worst idea in the world. I think it's a pretty good idea, at least, like, to say the least. So, you know, we end up getting this cross right here. Entry was, I think, 11.25 is when I started scaling into this. And once we started to get a bounce going, like once we started bouncing here at 11.35, I added some more. And look at the move we got. Very nice move. This ended up coming, you know, getting a solid pump. I was up like 50 points, I believe, and it pulled back to the 10. Obviously, you know, you're good to hold this thing until we technically, you know, close below the 50. This 50 was being a bit weird. It was pointing down for quite a bit, and then, you know, it pointed back down a little bit, and it finally curled back up. And, you know, you could have taken your points if you wanted. You know, you got a good move. If you wanted to trail the 10, you could have trailed the 10. Personally, I still had some calls. I actually called this out on the Twitter for free. Gave an entry on the 0-day calls. I scaled in some and then added some more on this drop right here, and we got a very nice move out of it. Got like 120% on the SPY call. So make sure you guys follow the Twitter if you guys want some free trades. I gave out like 4 trades. 3 of them were winners. 1 of them was a loser. I think SPY was 120%. I called out Palantir 2 days ago. That was like 190%. Microsoft was. Gave out yesterday, held in today, that was 120%. And then Palantir today, I ended up taking a loss on it of like 35-40%. So, yeah, I mean, really good trades given out on the Twitter. I'm done for the week with giving out free trades, but that's where I will be posting some free trades every week. If there's something good, like there was this week, lots of opportunities, so I decided to share some for free on the Twitter. But yeah, I mean, this 0-day cross was textbook. You could have bought some more on the reclaim of the 10 if you were continuing to hold this thing, and Q ran like a million points. I mean, if you caught this move right here and closed below, once we closed below the 10, you could have sold, and then got back above the 10, you could have bought more and got a nice rip out of it. But yeah, I mean, very nice day. It doesn't get easier than that. I mean, the system just guides the way. We knew we were bullish. There's no reason to be shorting. So yeah, that's what we did today on SPY, and then obviously the individual stocks as well. I'll go over some of the charts that I just mentioned. So 30-minute time frame. What is this? Palantir. Yeah. So I ended up stopping out of Palantir. Second half of the day, towards the end of the day, we came down to this 50. I mean, once we got back below or starting to break the 50, I got out of this. I stopped out for like 35-40%. I don't even think we broke below the 50 yet, but I ended up selling it just because I just don't feel like swinging this into tomorrow. And then the reason I did like this so much, I mean, look at this 4 hour. I mean, the 10, you know, up hard, 50's about to cross right here, and you know, I thought we were gonna go higher, but that wasn't the case. Is what it is. I mean, I'm fine with taking a loss like that. But if we go to Microsoft now, I think this is, yeah, Microsoft was such a beauty. I mean, yesterday we ended up buying down in here. I initially bought in here, stopped out for 30, bought this dip right here, and then they were up 50% by the close, and then today off of open we dipped a little bit, and then this went over like 120%. So Microsoft was a banging play, and I mean, it still looks pretty bullish. We'll have to see how we open up tomorrow. Market's been ripping. I mean, eventually we're going to get a pullback. We'll just have to see when that actually comes. And we know when the bulls will be, you know, done for when the 30-minute goes negative on the call side. So once that until that happens, though, bullish. So yeah, plan for tomorrow. Still a bullish market. 10's above the 50, 50's up hard. 0-day cross on calls, 50 dip on calls will be the play if we're bullish. If this gaps down tomorrow and we break below the 50 and we go negative, then put cross will probably be on the table. So yeah, that's plan for tomorrow. That's what we did. If you guys enjoyed, drop a sub. If you guys want to learn, join the Discord down below. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm out. Peace.